Dungeons & Dragons players want to know the big questions, and it doesn't get any bigger than this. How many cats does it take to defeat a Tarrasque? This question is so big, it creates other questions like, what is a Tarrasque? What is a cat? And why can't they just get along? Why must they always fight each other to the death? To answer the first question, no, not that first question, the second first question. Yep, that's the one. We need go no further than the Dungeons & Dragons Monster Manual, in which it says, among the most devastating creatures in existence, the Tarrasque is an engine of catastrophe and a ruiner of nations. It's basically Godzilla with a magic-resistant hide. It has the highest challenge rating of any monster in the Dungeons & Dragons Monster Manual. When it comes to answering the second question, what is a cat? Opinions are divided. But most people acknowledge that they have claws and they have teeth, so they're a perfect foe for a Tarrasque.
Head to head.
Tarrasques have 697 hit points, a cat has 2. A Tarrasque's armor class is 25, a cat's is 12. The Tarrasque does an average of 104 hit points damage each round. Cats do 1 slashing damage, 2 if they're really lucky and get a critical hit. But Tarrasques have resistance to both slashing and piercing damage, so each time a cat gets a critical hit, they only do half of their 2 hit points damage, in other words, 1. To get a sense of perspective, I've put together a handy image with their relative sizes. If you're starting to worry about the cat's chances of success, you'll be pleased to know that cats have something going for them that Tarrasques don't. They are really cute. I mean, just look at these guys.
Battle time.
Let's get down to business. A Tarrasque is 70 feet long by 30 feet wide, but I've made a judgment that the big long tail won't be considered for the purposes of attacking it. The Tarrasque is surrounded by a sea of angry cats. The cats are tiny creatures, so there are 4 cats per 5 foot square. Let's see how 1,000 cats get on. That's a 45-foot radius circle around the Tarrasque. And I've assumed that the cats, because they're tiny, can actually be in the same square as the Tarrasque. I'm assuming they can climb up the legs and the back and they can scratch it. I think that's fair.
Round 1.
The Tarrasque goes first and leads strong with a devastating thunderous bellow. It's a 150-foot cone, and even if the unfortunate felines all make their saving throws, they'd still sustain 39 hit points damage, which I think we can assume is higher than their 2 hit points. So goodbye, 250 cats. We may need more than 1,000 cats. But here come the cats. All 248 of them that are in range rush in and scratch. They have a +4 to attack, but the Tarrasque's armor class is 25, so the only way they're gonna hit is if they get a nat 20. Now, let's assume that the Dungeon Master's dice aren't loaded. Dungeon Master's dice are never loaded. Let's assume that 1 in 20 cats hit with a nat 20, dealing 2 hit points damage, but the Tarrasque has a resistance to piercing and slashing damage, so that's only 1 hit point damage. Therefore, 12 of the 248 cats hit their mortal foe, dealing 12 hit points damage. The Tarrasque is now on 685 hit points.
Round 2.
The Tarrasque's thunderous bellow recharges on a 5 and a 6. What that means is that it can't use it every turn. It can only use it 1 in 3 rounds, so in the second round it can't use it, but it still has its teeth, its stomping, its tail, all that, so it still takes out 12 more cats. I'm assuming that because it has a +19 to hit, which is more than the cat's armor class of 12, so the only way it would miss is if it gets a nat 1, a critical fail. So I'm gonna assume that every 20 rounds it has critical fails and deals no damage, but not this round. The cats in round 2 deal another 12 hit points damage, which means that the Tarrasque is now on 673 hit points. Round 3 will be a repeat of round 2, with the cats dealing 12 more hit points and the Tarrasque getting rid of 12 more cats. The next rounds follow the same pattern as the first 3, with the Tarrasque doing a thunderous bellow, followed by bite, claw, tail, bite, claw, tail. So I've done 6 rounds now, and I've calculated that 1,000 cats isn't nearly enough. That's bad for the cats, but good for us because that means we get to make a spreadsheet!
Playing D&D equals nerd. Making D&D videos equals super nerd. Making D&D videos with spreadsheets equals ultra prima mega nerd.
I'm proud to say that I spent more time figuring out this spreadsheet than I did eating food this week. Big reveal. You need 17,840 cats. 17,839 does not cut it. The battle takes a whopping 65 rounds to complete. That's 10 minutes and 30 seconds of knuckle-biting carnage. The Tarrasques cone mega attack is a 150-foot cone. It takes out 1,552 cats every third round until the 26th round, by which time the circle around the Tarrasque has shrunken so much that it can't do its maximum damage. And after that, it takes out a quarter of the cats each third round. The final 10 rounds are the most intense. With the Tarrasque at less than 10 hit points, it still manages to face 156 cats, but finally falls when there are 29 cats left. And if you're wondering what this kind of battle will do to the cat population around the world, have no fear. Rome alone has 300,000 cats. So the next time a Tarrasque attacks your city, just lure it to Rome and you'll be all good. So there you go. Next time you're at a party and you want to impress that hot-looking person across the room, you just sidle up to them and say, "Hey babe, did you know it takes 17,840 cats to defeat a Tarrasque?" I've given you the pickup line. You're welcome. The rest is up to you, you studs. If you're interested in seeing D&D games in action, check out our Hunted of Kalnur series. So go ahead and like and subscribe and share. It doesn't cost you anything, and we have heaps of content we know you'll love. And if you want to support our channel more, go over to our Patreon page. You can follow for free, but there are 3 simple tiers of ways that you can support us. In exchange, we'll give you exclusive additional content. Catch you next time.